Peace and love, family. Peace and love. It's your boy Chris Enlightened coming back again with some more spiritual biddles. And today I'm going in on spiritual booby traps. Ooh, this is a good one, family. This is a good one. Spiritual booby traps. Ooh. This is a good one because I get a lot of emails in my consultations. I get this question asked a lot. And I'm finding out that a lot of people are still choosing to succumb to spiritual booby traps. And a lot of people aren't even aware what a spiritual booby trap is. A spiritual booby trap is something that you believe in that will have an adverse negative effect on your spiritual growth. It's just as simple as that. And one of the biggest spiritual booby traps that I've heard a lot of people talk about now, like it's a common, like it's a fad, is attempting to kill the ego. First off, it's futile to even think that you're going to be able to kill the ego. The ego isn't something that's alive. It's a mindset. The ego is your own programming. Your ego is something you need. You won't be able to kill it. Your ego helps you get things done. If I didn't have an ego, I wouldn't have written 5 books. I wouldn't have done all the things that I feel proud that I've done. They were all fueled by my ego. Now, with anything, when you over excess on your ego, when your ego runs everything, then it will have an adverse effect on the people you're around and yourself. But you want to cultivate your ego. You want to take charge of your ego. You don't want to try to control your ego. You know what I mean, family? See, your ego is like this. Whenever you want to do something and you need to charge yourself up to motivate yourself, you use your ego. Your ego is your own self-motivating entity that resides within your consciousness. It's nothing that you can put a dagger in and all of a sudden it's going to wither away and die. It doesn't work like that, family. Learn to use your ego in a positive way to help you win. That's what I do. So you hear a lot of people talking about, yeah, you kill the ego by doing this and you kill the ego by doing that. I call that hogwash. Don't believe in it, family. If you choose to, you do. And that's like the segue into my next one. My next spiritual booby trap. Believing without knowing. Ooh. You only believe in something when you don't know. You only believe in something when you don't know. Because if you know, you know. But you can only believe in something that you're not 100% sure on. Because believing is void of knowing. So if a spiritual master or anyone saying anything that you're not aware of, apply it in your life. If it works for you, then you know it works. But if it doesn't, cast it away. I see a lot of people spending too much time trying to do things that works for other people that's not working for them. Me personally, give it 6 months. I don't care what it is. Give it 6 months. If you don't see any progression, you might not complete whatever it is you're doing. But if you're not progressing, it just might not be for you. And that's okay. There's an infinite amount of other things that you can do to win spiritually. You know me, I'm a solar adept. I'm a divine conscious divine conscious soul. I'm one of the few humans on this earth that's been able to get the sun to blink and respond to them. Now there's hundreds of us out there that's recorded it, that has it recorded to prove that they do it, that they've done it. But there's also thousands of other people out there that are not even aware that they can do it. But the fact that you can or can't do it shouldn't matter. The fact is, if you try to do it, if it's taking you longer than 6 months to a year, try something else. Try working with the moon. Try working with whatever. The sun may not work for you. Now, again, the sun is the highest form of consciousness in our earthly domain. But you have to have a certain level of joy and love and just happiness and peacefulness in your heart before the sun will recognize you as a divine conscious soul. Again, that's the segue into my next one. Believing that you're better than everyone else. Because I've done some spiritual things, there's a whole host of things that I haven't even tried yet. There's a myriad of things that I tried and wasn't successful with. But I don't believe I'm better than anyone else. I don't believe I'm better than Paul or Jimmy or John, any of those people. I realize that Paul, Jimmy, and John or different aspects of the collective consciousness that is me. We're all the same, we're all one. All these color schemes and tones, they're all an illusion. They're only souls. And when you realize that there is no color, but there's only souls, then you'll be able to take that next step on your spiritual path. Again, I'm not saying people are black, Chinese, white. We are. But what matters is what's within. Consciousness doesn't have any boundaries. It doesn't have any colors or anything like that. So if you find yourself stuck on the color scheme of reality, you're already lost. You have to move past that. Again, for those fighting the power, for those who are really racial, who believe they love their race more than anything else, that's cool if that's what you choose to believe in. I support all that. But what I'm saying, if you want to grow spiritually, you have to come to the knowing, not the believing or the understanding. You have to come to the knowing that you're much more than the skin tone that you are. Because you've been all races and all your incarnations. You've been Chinese, white, Palestinian, black, Arabic. You've been all that. We come here to grow spiritually. And the only way to grow spiritually is to have a culmination or an amalgamation of different experiences in different color schemes and different environments. So you have to get past that, okay, family? I really want you guys to start focusing on just being. One of the biggest spiritual booby traps is thinking that you need to be tied to things to grow spiritually. All you need to do is simply be. Simply be, and that's it. Take account of all the things you see. Take account of all the people, the serendipitous acts that happen in your life. Be mindful of all the synchronizations that are occurring to you. Okay, family? That's how you grow spiritually. Another spiritual booby trap is this, family. Ooh, this is a good one. This is a good one. Because I've been guilty of this. Trying to help everybody. Trying to be the savior of everybody. Trying to change the world. That's not your job. That's a load that one human can't take. You'll end yourself. One of the things I talk about in my book, Consciousness Equals Choice, is you have to dissolve your desire to see the good in people because it's going to be your undoing. Whenever you're always trying to find the good in people, it's going to be your undoing because a lot of people just aren't good. It's just as simple as that. Everyone has good, everyone has bad in them. But a lot of people in our earthly domain at this point in time, have been brainwashed into believing that good isn't always good. You know what I mean, family? So don't feel as if you have to take on that burden of changing the world and saving everybody. Leave people where they are. What I like to do is lead by light. These videos are little bitty pockets of my light that I drop out here so people who are searching for light, the universe will align them with this video so they can see it. I'm not trying to change the world, but I've realized that I had a calling to do this. You know what I mean? It's not easy getting up and doing these videos. If anyone tells you that it is, they're lying. They're lying. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes the impetus and the vigor to do this. You know what I mean? I was just sitting on the couch eating a banana and something was like, get on there and make a video about spiritual booby traps. I don't have no script. This is all off the dome. And again, it might not be right for you, but it's my truth. And my truth might not be your truth. And your truth is only truth when you feel it's truth. It's just as simple as that. One thing, another spiritual booby trap that a lot of people don't take account of is the ability to be indifferent to things. You have to be indifferent to things, family. This is one of the most powerful spiritual booby traps. One of them. Because a lot of people think that they have to care about everything. Oh, so-and-so just got shot and died. Oh, I feel so bad for them. So-and-so lost their job. So-and-so's boo left them. So-and-so's kids is bad. Be indifferent to all that. It has nothing to do with your spiritual path. What happens to people is nothing more than the momentum that they've acquired over this incarnation and the other incarnations. It's their karma. So allow people's karma to act out. When you're trying to save people, When you're always jumping in and helping people, sometimes you're going to get in the way of their karma and you're going to prevent them from learning what they came here to learn. You know what I mean? So you have to learn to be indifferent to things, having an overview of what's going on. You don't want to be down here in the drama. You want to be up here seeing everything from different angles. That's a great way to grow spiritually, and it keeps you at peace and it keeps you calm. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, family. I'm human. Even I succumb to it sometimes, but I have to check myself. I have to spiritually check myself. And luckily I have a divine queen in my wife who's always on my right. She's always on my left. She's always around me, making sure I stay in line with my spiritual path. It doesn't have to be a wife. It could be your friend. It could be your mama, your brother, your daddy, your cousin, your sister. It could be you. But you have to have someone that you listen to. Okay, family? So hopefully you got some jewels and some spiritual booby traps. Spiritual booby traps is endless. You have to do a spiritual self-assessment on yourself to see what spiritual booby traps that are affecting your life. I really want you guys to really kind of dwindle down all the people you're following. Find someone that resonates with you. Find one person that resonates with you. And if you like what they're saying, rock with them. After you've heard everything that they have to give, move on to someone else that you can learn from. You know what I'm saying, family? I don't want you guys to think, oh, I got to follow Chris Enlightened. No. My channel is to help you see different perspectives on things that may in turn help you grow spiritually. That's it. You know what I mean? Again, I'm just a regular brother. I had humble beginnings, but I see dreams of grandeur in my life. And I make these videos to help you win. All this stuff is from the heart, from the dome. You know what I mean? Nothing scripted. So I challenge you all to get out there. You know what? I got one more spiritual booby trap that a lot of people fail, that force a lot of people to fail. And that's manifestation. You know, shout out to my little niece Maya. She's 11. She'll be 12 soon. And she asked me about manifestation the other day and if it was real. And I was like, yeah. And she had already did some research on it. 11 years old, out there on YouTube watching videos about manifestation. And she heard all these different outcomes and realities about manifestation. And she wanted to come to her uncle and ask my perspective. And I gave it to her. A lot of people think manifestation is you're sitting there and you're just thinking about what you want. And then you're waiting on the universe to make it happen for you. I need that $20, Spirit. When's that $20 coming? Don't work like that, family. Manifestation is nothing without you doing something. There's 3 parts to manifestation. The first part is just thinking about what it is that you want to do. Once you think about what it is that you want, you create an atom of consciousness that wants to help you. Once you create that atom of consciousness that wants to help you, you have to charge it with an emotion of love, joy, excitement, and knowing. You have to be excited, you have to know it, you have to be happy, and you have to know it's going to work for you. The third part of manifestation is the most important part. You have to do something physically. You have to do some tangible acts to extract that atom of consciousness that wants to help you. It is not going to happen off the one act. It's going to happen after consistent acts. You have to show that spiritual fetus of consciousness that you want it to be born in your reality by doing something every day that's in line with what you want to manifest. Now, there are some people who are born with innate abilities to manifest other than faster and quicker than other people. It's just a gift. We all have different gifts. But for most humans, you're going to have to do something consistent. Okay? And the best way to manifest anything is to keep track of what you're doing. For instance, a book. Every one of my books were manifested. They come out of nothing. All my books are something from me, from my consciousness that didn't exist in this reality before I manifested it. Now, one of my tricks, one of my secrets to manifesting is I use the collective consciousness of everyone else to believe in me. I tell everybody, yeah, I got this book coming out. I'm 40 pages deep. It's dope. I can't wait to release it. And everybody who I tell that, they trigger something within a universal consciousness to help me manifest it because they believe, they're excited, they're happy for me. And what that in turn does is give me fuel to write it. And I write page after page, page after page, being consistent every day, if not every day, at least 2-3 times a week until it's done. Once it's done, I don't just stop. I edit it. I edit the book more than once, 2 or 3 times, sometimes 4 times. And once I edit it, I stay consistent. I publish it. I buy a bunch of copies, and then I sell it. And then I produce it to the world. And that's how I manifest my books. So that's just a cliff note on how I do my manifestation. You all have your own ability and ways to do things. Find out what works for you. If you don't know, you have challenges finding out what works for you, find someone that you relate to and do what they do on a small level. If someone wrote 100 books, instead of you focused on writing 100 books, focus on writing one. Once you write one book, you'll write 2, and so on and so on. And even if you don't write 100 books, you've at least wrote 10. And that's better than none. You know what I mean, family? So I really challenge everyone watching this video now, in the past, and in the future, to challenge yourself to do something. Extract something out of the ether. Extract something out of your consciousness. Extract something out of the universal consciousness. That's the creator that he advised you to do when you came here to help the vibration of this planet grow. So on that note, family, I hope you got some jewels on spiritual booby traps. If you want to support me, go out to Amazon.com, pick up any one of my 5 books, The Enlightened Taught, Poverty Consciousness, Wealth Consciousness, Dissolving Your Limitations, and Consciousness Equals Choice. Ooh. Consciousness Equals Choice is a banger, family. Everyone's loving it. It's doing really well out there on Amazon, and I couldn't be happier of myself. Lastly, you can start loving yourself. When you do something good, be happy for yourself. There's nothing wrong with being happy for yourself. A lot of people use other people's happiness to justify how they feel about themselves. I don't care about how anybody feel about me. I'm winning. And you have to have that ego about yourself, okay, family? So on that note, hopefully you got some jewels. You already know what I'm doing. I'm out here winning.